Hello children, it's me again, your very weird internet aunt, here to stop you from making bad choices. So a while ago, my friend Caitlin and I opened like $100 worth of surprise toys. It was a fun dull grand time. You should check out that video if you want to make your own life choices. But we decided to take all of those random toys and turn them into grab bags. We listed a couple in the store and then the rest were sent to our patrons. I thought it would be kind of cool to include a sketch. However, it was a lot of sketches. Look at that stack. That is a lot of art. Because I very much did not feel like coming up with my own ideas, I decided to let you guys help me, passing off my work to other people. What is this, Jack's film? So I tweeted out, I want to draw characters with heads that aren't heads, please give me suggestions, and you guys came through. For reals, there were some really good suggestions. I'm just gonna go through and show you all these fancy drawings, but we gotta do it kind of fast because there's like 26, so if I spend a minute on each one, this is gonna end up being like a half-hour video. I'm not even gonna try to say your guys' usernames, so instead, I'm just gonna put them on the screen, and then you guys can read. That's cool, that's a talent you have. The first suggestion I got was for a lampshade. I probably could have done more with this because there's like the whole lampshade on the head lol party thing, but I didn't feel like it. I didn't think of it at the time. I do not like the body proportions on this one. It feels like a little kid, so this one was kind of a warm-up drawing. I kind of like the idea that if you took off the lampshade, it would be a light bulb underneath, so he's actually like a light bulb head. That's also why I made this one skin yellow. The second one we've got is a purple teapot. I do want to point out that I did do all of this in watercolor because I'm getting better at it, and also because I wanted to try out this new watercolor set that I got. I need to stop buying art supplies. I've just never seen a set that has these like nifty little tabs. It's just kind of a clever layout for watercolor. I decided to make this teapot character kind of like shy. I don't completely know why purple just feels so right for this teapot character, but this one's cute. I like it. I can't remember if this one said eraser or like eraser pencil topper. It's on screen. You tell me. For some reason, I liked the idea of this character being kind of like a jock. I don't know why. I just ended up making a character that was kind of sporty. So I was actually doing all of these watercolor drawings in sections of 5, and for the first couple groups, the last thing I did was the line art, which means that the pencil sketches were never removed. So depending on which one of these you get, you may or may not be able to see the pencil sketches underneath. They are all signed though, that's fun. Ooh, next we have a strawberry. So part of the reason that I wanted to do this is because I wanted to make a bunch of rapid fire characters, because I found that if you do this kind of thing in bulk, you'll end up with about 2 or 3, 5 if you're really lucky, that are just gold. So I'd like to pick maybe 3 to 5 of these characters to expand on and just kind of keep for myself. And maybe if you're lucky, you got the original sketch of that character. Yum, strawberry flavored. This is one of the few drawings that I actually gave eyes in this set. I didn't really have a consistent kind of theme in mind, so none of these have reference sketches. You will start to notice that a lot of the anatomy in some of these is complete garbage. Reference sketches are necessary. Next we have Saturn. This one's really cute. I like him. Blue feels like a very Saturn color. Blue or purple. I'm okay with either of those. This is also the first one that is facing right instead of left. Maybe it's because I'm left-handed, but a lot of these characters I drew facing to the left, and then after I realized I was doing that, I tried to start alternating them. These are the things that I think about. I also had no idea what to have him do with his hands, so I just did peace signs. These are very uncreative initial character sketches. Next, we have a fist, or a hand, I think. I don't remember what the suggestion for this one was. I just really like the concept of this one. This is another one that came out kind of himbo-y. I also decided to make the skin yellow because the fist reminded me of that one emoji, and emoji default skin is yellow. Yeah. And then of course you gotta give him some tight jeans and a upturned collar. Does anyone even do that anymore? Whatever, it's the look I was going for. A clock. A pocket watch. I kind of like the idea of him being either like a time traveler or a master of time or like a Sandman type character. I accidentally made his clothes look kind of like a bathrobe. I think originally I was going for like a long coat kind of thing, but now that I look at it, it looks pretty bathrobe-y. It's fine. Masters of Time can wear bathrobes. I also give him heels because heels are nice looking, not comfortable. I also like the idea of him having kind of metallic bronze colored skin. He's made of metal. Venus flytrap. With this one, I really got to try out some of the more earth tones that are in this watercolor set. There's 2 shades of green. One is like a bright kind of saturated green, and then the other one is like a earthy dying grass kind of green. Also, this gold color makes me think of like 70s aesthetic sweaters, so that's what I was going for with this one. I think it's the 70s. Maybe it's the 80s? I don't know, I've just seen pictures. I wasn't alive then. Next we have A balloon! This one had a very specific theme, but I just kind of like the idea of a balloon. Now that I'm looking at it, I probably should have added a string. I think it would have looked cooler if it was a string connecting the head, because there's also an element of danger to that, where it's like if anyone cuts it, then it's like, oh no, you are dead. This one gives off very strong himbo vibes. Like, he looks soft and lovable, but is also a beefy man. Him in his cute little aqua sweatshirt, purple pants, beefy soft boy. Oh, I like this one too. A Rubik's Cube. This one was kind of a pain, because I was having a really hard time remembering what the 6 colors for a Rubik's Cube are. I did have to look it up. I also don't know if this one is even physically possible, because I just kind of threw the colors at it, so this could be an unsolvable Rubik's Cube. I could be wrong. I also thought it would be kind of cool if I could manage to match the colors from the Rubik's Cube to, I don't know, like an Argyle sweater. And I actually managed to do it okay. I'm alright with this. I like this boy in his sensible shoes. Next, we have a Magic 8 Ball. I want to expand on this Magic 8 Ball character, I think, because I like how the outfit kind of ended up. Something I do remember about Magic 8 Balls is that the water inside is purple. When the little bead thing presses up against the glass, you can see the purple edges around it, so I wanted to do this all in black, white, and purple. I also kind of like the idea of him having different facial expressions on the bead inside, so every time he changes his face, like, you see it kind of go into his head and then turn and come back out. I do like this design. I feel like I could push it more in a stylistic, cartoony kind of way. It is a good initial sketch. Next, we have a beehive. This is another one of the guys that I ended up giving a face, but I also just really like the idea of his eyes and mouth just being holes for the bees to fly in and out of, so he just constantly has bees flying in and out of his face. I also made him a businessman because worker bees. He's a worker beehive! I also painted this entire thing in yellow and orange, because warm colors felt right. This is just me juicing my brain and seeing what drips out on the paper. It's hard to articulate my decisions. Next, we have a seashell. A seashell guy. Seashells aren't purple, are they? They're like browns and stuff, huh? So I kind of like the idea of this one having a face that's actually a pearl that's resting inside of a giant half shell. I also gave him massive cartoony hands. And then I also made his chest like a big purple swirl, kind of like a whirlpool or one of those shells that has like the spirals. You know the ones. Next, we have a candy corn. I am one of those weird people who actually enjoys candy corn, but not candy corn specifically. I like candy corn pumpkins. People always complain about candy corn like, oh, what flavor is it supposed to be? It's sugar, vanilla sugar goodness. However, the texture of candy corn pumpkins are vastly superior to the texture of candy corn. I always buy like 4 bags. And they're always so cheap. They're like $1 per bag. Because it's literally just sugar. Put it away, Echo. Back to the video. Anyway, this one was very straightforward. Also, for anyone who didn't know it, this is why it's called candy corn. Because they are actually corn kernels. Which makes me realize that I totally did the colors in the wrong order. Darn it. Ooh. Next we have a cake. I like the idea of him being like a shy, cute little German chocolate cake boy. Maybe he's a carrot cake boy? Nah. I like the idea of this character being like a little more plump and wearing joggers, because that's what I wore every day of high school. Comfortable pants. You know those like big baggy black pants with the white stripes down the side? That is what I wore for pretty much my entire high school existence. And now I've graduated to leggings. Aren't you proud of me? Next, we have a mailbox. This one was a really cute idea. Anything to celebrate postal workers, because they're very important. Ever since we had that really weird scare with the United States Postal Service potentially being shut down, just become very aware of how important it is. And you should too. It's an incredibly important service. Also, I just kind of like the idea of a mailbox delivering mail, but a little backwards. The next one we have is an error message. When I was a small child and used to play on Neopets and stuff, if the images wouldn't load, it would just load in a box with a little square with a little X on it, and that was just kind of like a, hey, the image didn't load notification. I also imagine him being a little bit of just like a internet slob in a white t-shirt, and then I put 404 on it because 404, page not found. Next we have a watermelon. Now that I'm looking at this, I'm realizing I didn't actually finish it because I wanted to put stripes along the head, but I'm not gonna finish it. This is what you get. His head is gone. It's a watermelon! Rest in peace, Vine. Whatever, TikTok's better. Ooh, controversial. I like this next one. A lollipop head? I like the idea of a character who's completely made out of candy and all of the implications that would come with that. Like standing out in the rain is super deadly. Like there's just a lot of fun you could have with a character who's made of candy. Also, I had a lot of fun with these colors. This is another one where I just kind of threw a white tank top on him and called it good. He's alright. Next we have an eyeball. So, if I'm right, this is the first character that I decided to draw who wasn't standing up, which meant that I had a bit more room to work with. These are all just meant to be initial character sketches, so I didn't exactly invest the moon in making sure that they were perfectly sized. So some of them are kind of like weirdly stretched and their anatomy is funky, but it's fine. This is just me pulling the goo out of my skull and putting it on paper. So the colors I chose for this one are blue, green, and kind of like hazel brown, because I wanted to make all of these colors kind of, you know, eye colors. But he looks very innocent, and I kind of like him. Maybe his neck should be attached to the back of his head. I don't know. This is one that I could expand on. Next. Ooh, I like this one. This one doesn't have a description, it was just a picture. But I really liked it. It's that screen. I just want to throw out that I have never seen this in real life. I've only seen it, like, on the internet. Is this just like an old TV thing or like an old cable thing? I have never in my life paid for cable. Anyway, I ended up giving this guy kind of like a Marvin the Martian head because I like the idea of him kind of being censored out almost. When I was painting it, I accidentally painted the stripes one off, so I had to shift everything over and it was a big mess, but I figured it out and it looks alright. Although I'll probably fix that in the future. Next we have a lava lamp. I don't know what to say about this one. This one was a little bit of a mess and I'm not super happy with him. He doesn't look bad, he's just not my favorite. I did look up a reference image for this one just for the lava lamp portion because I couldn't remember what the classic colors for a lava lamp were, but I found this really cool reference image where it had red wax and then the light was causing the under part of the wax to glow yellow, and then to match those colors I made his shirt red and his pants gold, so it kind of references the wax. Also, did you know that's what's in a lava lamp? It's just wax and water, and then when you turn it on, the light melts the wax, and then the wax floats to the top. And then when it gets to the top, it cools and sinks back down to the bottom. And then the light heats it up and it just goes in a never-ending cycle. I don't know what kind of wax, but cool science, man. And next we have a cactus. This one's really cute. I like this one. I also just like cacti in general because I live in Arizona, part of my environment. When I initially drew this, I wanted to have him sitting on the ground with his legs crossed. But after I drew it, he just kind of looked like he was floating at the top of the page. So I was like, crap, I need to fill this bottom area with stuff. So I decided to put more cacti down there. And succulents. It also worked out kind of great because I decided to put the cacti in terracotta pots, and that meant that I could make his cute little sweater kind of terracotta so it matches, and then his pants are the color of dirt, and so on and so forth. You get the idea. I also mixed the two greens, so we've got kind of like some neon and some earthy tones going on in there. This boy's cute. I like him. Sometimes I like my own art. Thank you, whoever suggested that. You did a good. And next, a cassette tape. So I happened to catch the end era of cassette tapes. My sister and I used to record music from the radio on cassette tapes because our family gave us this like old junky boombox, and used to be able to get like 4 cassette tapes for $1 at the dollar store. I wanted to make this one completely monochrome, but watercolor is hard to do that, just a little bit, so I ended up putting some blue in his sweater. This one ended up kind of having a face accidentally because if you look at a cassette tape, it kind of has like an implied face because, you know, our brains look for faces, and he's a cute little shy soft boy. Next, we have no head, just a bunch of wires sticking out. This was a very clever idea. This was a clever spin on the question I was asking you guys. I love it when you guys are clever. This one was a little bit different in that I actually looked up some outfits because I was like, the outfits make the man on this one. But this is what I'm talking about when it comes to references. This outfit is vastly cooler than all the other ones in this set. Pulling a cool outfit from the ether is a lot more difficult than just looking up a cool outfit and taking inspiration from that. And that's pretty much how all art works. Art works. Ha ha ha. Puns. Also, for some reason, I thought it would be cool if his fingers matched the colors of the wires that were coming out of his neck hole. I should have given him fingerless gloves though, because when I painted all of the hands, the paint blend together really weird. But I do really like this character, and I like this concept, and I like this outfit. Moving on to the final one, Pumpkin! Really cute, because no set of characters with heads that aren't heads would be complete without a pumpkin head. I decided to just lean into the fall aesthetic of this one, and I made him a cute jack-o'-lantern with a cute little jack-o'-lantern-y smile. I don't know if you've seen my background, but I'm extending Halloween this year forever until this nightmare of a year is over. I feel like every artist has a pumpkin head character, so I want one too. And that's it. Those are my boys, my 26 boys, and I love them. They're cute. cute. So if you were one of my higher tier October patrons, or if you purchased one of the grab bags off of our store, I think there's 4 left, you're gonna get one of these fancy sketches in the mail soon. I'm also gonna put a survey in the description if you would like to help me pick which ones you like the most. Part of the reason that I wanted to do this is to just throw out a bunch of random ideas and make characters, and my plan is to potentially expand on some of them and just kind of, you know, add them to the Echo cinematic universe, because everything needs a cinematic universe now. So if you want to go down into the description and click that survey and then tell me which ones were your favorite, it would help me out a lot. Thanks! Now let's take a quick second to talk about the magnificent sponsor for this channel and this video, HelloFresh. Hello! Hello! I've gone completely insane. Go to HelloFresh.com and use my code EchoGillette90 to get $90 off, including free shipping on your first box. Thank you, HelloFresh, for sponsoring this video with your amazing service. On the off chance you've never heard of HelloFresh, HelloFresh is America's #1 meal kit. They send ingredients and recipes right to your door so that you can make incredibly delicious food in your own home, which is great if you can't leave your house for some reason. The recipes you get with HelloFresh are actually really incredible because they have somehow managed to make even foods that I don't normally like delicious. For example, I'm not really a big fan of spicy food, but all of the spicy meals that they have sent have been great. You can also save a lot of time because HelloFresh cuts out the meal planning and prepping. So my roommate's not here right now, and since these HelloFresh orders usually feed about 2 people, I can actually save half of it and have a second meal for the next day. It's been very convenient. It's also super sustainable because everything is pre-proportioned, which means that they send you the exact amount that you need, so there's no food waste. I'm sure all of us can relate to having produce go bad in the vegetable drawer because you bought a whole thing of broccoli and only used a little bit in your mac and cheese, and then the rest of it just went bad when you weren't looking. They're also super accommodating, so if you download the HelloFresh app, you can add meals, change your delivery dates or your food preferences, or you can skip a week if you need to. HelloFresh is also just being kind of awesome as a company. They've donated over 2.5 million meals to charity in 2019, and they're stepping up their game in 2020 amid the coronavirus crisis. So right now, if you go to HelloFresh.com and use my code EchoGillette90, you can get $90 off, including free shipping on your first box. EchoGillette90. Once again, that is code EchoGillette90 to get $90 off, including free shipping on your first box at HelloFresh.com. I love you guys. Good job on the food. You're doing a great job, HelloFresh. Thank you. A big thank you to HelloFresh for sponsoring this video and for being a good partner with the channel. HelloFresh is an incredible company and they sponsor a lot of really cool creators on this platform. So if you want to support us by supporting them, we would thank you. Yay! I ended up with about 9 hours of footage of me painting these. 9 hours. Full workday, just painting. I have the coolest job. I should probably wrap up this video before the caffeine crash fully sets in. I'm gonna give you 1,200 awesome points for making it all the way to the end of this video. I appreciate you a lot. Let's just have a big ol' virtual hug time. I hope you have a wonderful day and that I will see you later. Goodbye. You know who I'm really into recently? Corpse Husband. Good theme. Like, the man knows how to create a persona.